good time for it. Here, going to be ready if you want to take a photo. Here comes the end of Lietuva. I don't think no one says anything about photos here. You know, this is no border controls anymore. The frontier, the border goes left and right, but you will hardly see it. You'll see some poles maybe. But here, welcome, welcome to Latvia. Latvia, Latvia. There's not border poles when you look down to them. And here's the border station, but totally disused. LB for Latvia. Used to, not that many years ago, we used to stop here, we used to change money, another half an hour or so, checking passports, but luckily, it's gone. The old city hall here on the left, a pretty building in pink. And look up to the left, museum today, but look up to the city. I rarely come here because the road works on the main street, so let's go this way now. The first president of free Latvia here on the right hand side. If you look to the right, you'll see his statue here. Jānis Ziekste. Look to the right there. Important man, you know, it was the beginning of something new, and then the Soviets came back. It must have been very disappointing. 1918, freedom, and then 1939, these Russians came back again. And only now, 1989, 91 really is when they got their freedom. This is part of what used to be the palace, you know, Academy today. Look at the left. Pretty. A lot of money here once upon a time. Very famous, you know. This was then, remember Kurland. Beautiful river. Look at them. There. Look to the right, you see the Church of St. Peter's, where you can actually, this is the first one, the tallest spire, and then a bit to the left of the bridge there comes the cathedral, and another very, very beautiful church, what's called St. Jacob, with a green oxidated copper spire, and then comes the Anglican church. So you have a lot of churches, and at the end they have a Catholic church, and also not the royal castle anymore, but the presidential palace, which used to be the castle of Riga. So very soon all of you will see much of this as we come on to the stone bridge and the Daugava River. Yeah, you know, the river actually runs, if you look to the right here now, you look, the river runs up streams to the right and comes into Russia finally, but down to the left about 10 kilometers I think it is, and then you end up in the Bay of Riga, which is the Baltic Sea. So this, you know, it was very cleverly put, this city, because a bit away from the open sea, so hard for the enemy to take. And today then it's a shame because they built this bridge, you'll see that like a chain bridge here, but a modern one done by the communists, and it was too low, so no cruise ships, no one can come in and see this beautiful skyline. So it's very soon you'll see the different things.
I'll try it on your side.
So you see this going on again with all these towers, and you'll see them, you'll have them repeated again, St. Peter's there. And far in the distance there, those who are in the front, you can see our hotel. It says SS Radisson on the skyscraper.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to walk down here tonight from the hotel, 15 minutes, that's all. And St. Peter's in front of you. I think the most beautiful church. And they rebuilt a lot of things because this was totally damaged during the war. They rebuilt a lot, and today many beautiful buildings you'll see tomorrow.
at the Radisson Blu here in Riga, Latvia.
So Freedom Memorial on your right hand side, and you have now you see the monumental stela sort of rising from this sort of Bernini-like composed bottom part. He has all these statues symbolizing family, education, defense, labor, you know, and so forth and so on. And the stela holds a bronze statue, see, the top of the monument, which is an allegory of freedom. And the three golden stars are the symbols of the three historic provinces of Latvia. Sort of quadrangular building on your right hand side. To ignore the modern annex. So that's the Opera House in Riga. Really a fragment of Imperial St. Petersburg in Riga. This big statue with red cobblestones, making a kind of miniature red square here. And this black building in the back of the square, originally dedicated to those black women, but after independence.
Although it's not all, it's the total of the 80s, which was destroyed in the 40s. Therefore, they're building this brand new building 10 years ago.
Now, what is the name of this brick building? You're right, it is called the House of the Blackheads. The Blackheads House. Why the Blackheads? The Blackheads, in fact, was a jolly guild of young bachelor merchants. Why would they be called Blackheads, although they were mostly German speaking? They were called the Blackheads because their Saint Patron was black. Just as you see the guy showed on the headstone on the right hand side of that. Rock statue. And notice, even in Vilnius, we have great many of our rock statues. This is the only one. So again, to the reference section, rather.
the statue of animal as a gift. So also Rostock is a partner town of Riga, and actually the brick Gothic church, as we see here from here, was built in 1410 by a master builder from Rostock. And all the brick. Yeah. The oldest building is the white. You can see the brick. This is a great city and a great donkey. I can sing well and I will make a good living there. So he does. He's not stuck in this miserable. And then he meets the dog later and the cat and the wolf. It all really travel into Bremen. Although. Actually, above the second floor windows there are shields with a capital letter D. It stands for Detmar, the German entrepreneur in Riga who had established a small electric power station supplying feed water for neighboring buildings with electricity. Shows the start of Christianity in the Baltics. Architecturally, absolutely with a small a few more meters of as well. It's a old 5,000 car in the picture. Now, if you look at the east end of the picture, up at the end of our tour, right? But not to offend anybody who's not, or not to make anybody who's not American to feel inferior. But look at Australia. These are three historic dwelling houses of local merchants built next to each other with a time span of 300 years. The white one, in fact, is original Gothic medieval residence, where we would recognize by now the stepped gable, Robert's gable. And as for the Blackheath house, only the ground floor will be inhabited. And of course, Tallinn is a die-hard Protestant place. Predominantly. What you are taking pictures of here is a complex of an 18th century Catholic church of Our Lady of Sorrows and a nunnery next to it. Also 18th century. And the castle. Yeah. It is really a medieval fortification, but having been reconstructed so many times, it has lost its image of a...
of the original 29 of the original 29 towers of medieval city wall, the only one which has survived.
As you come up here towards the museum entrance, the first panel shows the name of the museum. It's lovely design. Back in 1705. So, in other words, it was built by this rich landlord who owes not just hundreds of hectares of land, but also peasants in the museum. But in early 1990s, it was reconsecrated and now operates as a regular Lutheran church. Another thing is the ceiling. with choir of angels in heaven rejoicing and playing harps and fools and both built of large different blocks which have been cut square, so actually much more work to prepare the new material for building. And dovetailing on the corners, yes. Normally we would imagine the doors of the granary are locked, right? So doors of the granary are made especially decorative. Actually, the whole building is hanging on a massive oak pivot, anchored as a central axe. And in order to face the building of the mill to the wind, the miller would turn the whole building. This would be used by the miller to harness the horse. To turn the whole building.
Oh.
And just imagine, you can see the lake. George has got a Tudor-style building, which is made 17th century stories. And then you can see the whole farm here, which is differently to other places, composed of just a random selection of all sorts of small structures, each with its own.
And you see cruise ships docking.
Yes.
Where's your mate? You're all by yourself. Did they leave you behind? Gary. Gary.
Actually, he's making big nails. Put the ice in Aglo.
Yep.
Yes. As well as the girl is making a nail.
He's making a noise.
Element of beauty by cutting something like horse heads out of the ends of them. Very. This idea of making functional things aesthetic is a kind of common thing here.